Now, some of the obvious things that, some of the obvious tools that, we know as business owners we need to use, and I'm reading off a list here, so bear with me, but are things like project management. Sure, we must have project management now, and the difference between job management and project management is very obvious, especially when you're talking about project management within the office and job management out of the field. Like, they're two different things. Typically, project management tools are designed to help the flow of the business within the management structure and the organizational structure, within the office, whereas the job management side of things are designed to systemize the flow and improve the way you deliver the actual job. Both very important, but often one gets dropped at the other, and it shouldn't be like that. Phone numbers and call tracking. There are so many guys out there that are using their mobile phones as their business phone. Guys, if you're doing that, you're crazy. Like, you shouldn't have your mobile phone on any of your assets. Like, it should run through a business number. You don't want, essentially, you can never turn your phone off if it's your business. And more to the point, it never stops ringing, which is painful. Look into systems you can get around removing your phone number off all of your assets and getting it into a business phone number. And even if it's another mobile number, it doesn't really matter. But the point is, like, we live in a day and age where realistically, people don't remember your number. Like, they might save your number, sure, but you will train your customers for better or worse in relation to communication. And if they are used to communicating to you by calling you mobile, then they'll call you mobile. If you train them to call the office number or the work number, then they'll call the work number. So I really encourage you guys to get in that space. It will free you up immensely. It will stop your if you have office staff, it will stop you from having to sit there and answer your phone while you're up there pitching roofs and digging trenches. But apart from that, it gives you back your phone. It gives you back your freedom, and it means that your phone is used for your personal use, your work phone's used for your work related things, right? Same deal with SMSs. Just, it shouldn't go to your personal cell phone, personal mobile phone. It should go to a company thing, and it should be managed through a dashboard where you can actually receive these calls, and more importantly, not just you receive them, but your team receive them. So the other thing that we need are reporting dashboards, and of course, everything needs, what gets measured gets improved. Like, if you guys aren't tracking regular reporting across the board on all different levels of the business, and you need to start doing that. And of course, that can be really confusing, because then all of a sudden you've got these technologies and these tools that are doing different types of reporting and blah, 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 and it can get really convoluted. I mean, ideally, it's all just done in one place. Funnel software. Now, funnels is a bit of a hot topic, I suppose, at the moment, or a word that many people are used to. But essentially, all a funnel is the ability to take a lead or a prospect through a specific journey, which might include an offer where they subscribe to, be sent to a page where they can make a payment, and they get sent to, say, a thank you page. And then in between that, they might be sent a couple of emails or something along those lines. Like, a funnel's really not that complex, and it doesn't need to be complex, but it's very important. Like, you need to make sure when you're talking about customer journey, and when you're talking about promoting products and services, take Google Ads, for example, you want to make sure that you've got tech in place which can enable you to take your visitors through a journey and do it using automation. Otherwise, it's a very hands-on process. So the great thing about funnels is it helps you build your asset, and your asset is your database. And for you guys out there, and I know I've said this many times on the show, like, you are in the data collection business, whether you like it or not, and you are sitting on a potential gold mine. The reality is we just need a better place to collate that information, get it into the one place. The other thing is communications, email marketing, SMS marketing, anything like that. If someone fills in a form on your website, they should receive your form's been submitted, thank you very much. I mean, it's a really basic automation. It could be everything down to, here are our 12 tips on how to maintain the life of your hot water heater, or something like that gets stripped out as a nurture sequence. Like, all these things are tools that we use to engage and re-engage the contacts, and at the same time, we're doing it to improve, build our rapport, build our credibility with our customers and potential customers, and essentially make us stand out as the experts. And you can do a lot of that through technology. So that sounds really complicated, I know. And all these things that I'm talking about is a lot of different tools. Don't get me wrong. I get it. And this is sort of where I'm going with this conversation, because pretty soon I'm going to show you one tool that does it all. So the other thing is like taking payments and invoicing tools and things like that. I mean, a lot of you guys are using cloud bookkeeping software like Xero or QuickBooks or whatever it might be. Great, awesome. But those things don't actually take payment. They just manage the bookkeeping side of things. So if you do want to take payment remotely over the phone or whatever it might be, you need to have a software set up for that, something that can capture the payment transactions. Collecting reviews, again, very important. Like, you either go and invest in technology that can help you collate and collect these reviews, or I mean, you have to inevitably if you want it. Otherwise, it's a very manual process. Another piece of technology to throw into the mix. And then you've got things like social media syndicators. So, if you want to send out, a social media post to your Facebook or your Instagram or your LinkedIn or whatever it might be, then you've got to go and get another piece of technology, unless you want to go into the actual software itself and do it manually. So there's a lot of tools that have to come into play when we're talking about achieving these results. And it's really, really confusing. And this is why no one, like a lot of businesses out there, are dropping the ball with these things. It's because there's just too many moving parts. So this has been like a realization from our point of view over the years. We've noticed this, and the problem that we have as a marketing agency is when we work with a company on lead generation, we can't be there to aid the sales process, because we don't have, there's no technology available where we can say, right, here's the lead, this is where it converted into a contact, this is where they contacted you, here's the record, blah, 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 so on and so forth, and then put those leads into like a specific sales pipeline. And if you're not running sales tracking pipelines in your business, you're kidding yourself, because like there's so many opportunities out there and people come into your business all the time, and most of the leads that we get, we don't follow up on properly. So you need to have that in place. It's really, really important. And a lot of that stuff you can do through automation, but a lot of it doesn't have to be. It doesn't really matter. The point is that it's tracked and it's measured and it's logged somewhere. So as a marketing agency, we've been really big on generating traffic, but the bane of my existence has been that disconnect between things like job management and email marketing software, for example. So we've set loads of companies up in the past with, programs like ActiveCampaign and these awesome email marketing tools. But even those things are limited, because you've got this awesome email marketing program out there, but it doesn't really do SMS marketing very well. And then you've got, on the flip side of things, you've got, it does this great deal management and pipeline management, but then most of those deals and stuff are going into the job management tools and they're not getting brought across. So there's this double entry situation. And again, it just becomes really confusing.